Now we will move on to the rest rituals. Look how cute my little doggy is when she was a puppy. A sleep check. Such a simple question, but one we often neglect. Are you getting enough sleep to support your mental and physical health? Write down yes or no. No? Is there anything you can do to change that? I loved this quote by Phoebe Smith, who's an extreme sleeping adventurer. She said, the more I've pushed my sleeping, the more successful I've been in other areas of my life. For her, pushing her sleeping has been going outside. But for you, that could be actually pushing your sleeping in terms of rituals, getting more sleep. Think, how can I get the most out of my sleep? That's going to boost the rest of my day. Again, we're looking at who is our desired version of myself. How do they end their day? How can I bring that into my day to day? So hit pause and answer that question. Your answers might be actually my desired future self, they go to bed at 9 p.m. So I'm going to start switching all my tech off at 8, put on an audiobook, put on some music. Maybe you'll even delete Instagram or TikTok. Those can be the kind of answers that will resonate with your higher self and that you can start implementing today. So hit pause, answer those questions, and when you're ready, hit play again. We also want to stick to a consistent sleep time. I like 30 days, it's a month, it's nice and easy. Write down now what time you are going to be in bed by. You might want to write down as well what time you will start getting ready for bed. Because if you're like, okay, my sleep time will be 10, and then it hits 10, you're like, okay, I now need to get ready for bed. That might mean you're not going to bed till 11 or 12 at night. So really think, what time am I actually going to be in bed by? And what time do I need to start wrapping up my day so I can actually be in bed by 10 p.m. Hit pause while you figure that out. Commit to a time you will start resting. You might be thinking, I've just answered this question, Adelaide. Now, if we think about our evenings, obviously we don't want to rest all the time because we want to have fun, we want to go out, and we want to live our life. But it's important that we don't both ends of the candle, that we actually take time, hopefully every day, to truly rest. Rest is sleeping, but rest is also doing non-nervous stimulating activities. Instead of watching 2 hours of Netflix, you just watch one. Maybe you game for 2 hours instead of three. Gaming, Netflix, this stuff isn't resting. Think about what resting activities would you like to do? Knitting, listening to chill music, doing a puzzle, reading a book, listening to an audiobook, listening to a podcast. Think about what time am I going to start resting? You want to do things that soothe the nervous system, that start to tell your body, okay, we're winding down now, we're getting ready for bed. Norwegians are going to hate my Norwegian. Koselig. I've really got to start getting lessons. But hopefully you understand what I'm trying to say. Koselig is when we start creating a really cozy atmosphere. We turn down the lights, we light the candles, maybe we put on a fire, we get cozy together. Think how you can create that for yourself, for your partner, for your family. Low lighting, candles, soft lighting, non-stimulating things. You might be like, oh, but it's really easy for me to fall asleep. Have you tried it for a week when you've not done those things? See what happens. So once you've written down your time, you're going to start resting. Let's move on. Think sleepily. I want to touch on our thoughts around sleep because those who are doing bad sleeping often have identities as a bad sleeper and beliefs about sleep. It's really important you start to think what limiting things to identify and believe about sleep, what unhelpful thoughts do I have around sleep, and how would I love to identify, believe, and think about sleeping? Often we think sleep starts that evening, but actually, if we look at people who do insomnia, they're already waking up thinking about how bad their sleep has just been, how bad it's going to be in the future and tonight. They're on this downward spiral of bad sleeping. It's important to think yourself into sleep, to identify yourself into sleep, and to believe yourself into great sleep. I want you to pause here and think about your language, your identities, and belief about sleep, how you would love to think, believe, and identify about sleep, how you can start getting there. What actions can you start taking? Because your language around sleep will impact the quality of your sleep. At the end of the day, we want to reflect on our wins and be grateful. So just at the beginning of the day, we're looking at three things we're grateful for. At the end of the day, we're looking back on our day, we're thinking, what three things were really cool? It could be that you journal this or you're just lying in bed thinking about it. Writing down is powerful, but if all you can do is think about it, then think about it. And also writing is very parasympathetic nervous friendly, which is that rest and digest system we want to be tuning into more and more throughout our day. Look back on your day. What happened that I'm really grateful for today? List three or more things. Now, some of my clients, they struggle listing one thing at the beginning. That might be you too. Keep practicing, you'll get better. Two of my clients are listing 6, 9 things. They're like, oh my God, I can list an infinity number of things I'm now grateful for. How cool is that? I want you to think about what three things went really well today, or what were your three wins today? Because again, we're just training your brain to look for all the abundance in your life and how you are good enough, how you're worthy, deserving, awesome, how you're just bad. It's really important you think in the evening, what am I grateful for that happened today? What went really well today? And list three or more things. Let's train your brain for that higher self, for that future version you want to bring in today, for all those goals and dreams you want to make your reality. Again, breathe. You might lie in bed and just bring awareness to your breath. Am I actually breathing in a relaxed way? Or am I still in this stress survival mode state? Because that can last days, weeks, months. Bring your awareness to your breath before you go to sleep. If you do challenge around sleep, bring it to your breath. If you're already thinking, that's not going to work for me, I've tried it before, please try again. It's a practice. Let's get better and better at it. If you're already going in with these negative limiting things, it's not going to work. Let's breathe in new energy to breath work, to our breath practice. I'm not really going to say any more here because I feel I've said everything I need to say in the morning, but bring attention, awareness to your breath in the evening. It can be just when you're lying in bed, it can be when you're cleaning your teeth. Bring awareness in, breathe into your belly. Feel your lungs expand to the sides, to the back. Feel your chest fill up. Breathe. I do not want to bombard you with stuff. So I've really cherry picked the key things that will have the biggest impact. Remember that 1%. That's what we're really looking at when it comes to our rest and rise rituals. You don't have to do all of them. Choose the ones that you think are going to be the most powerful for you. Choose how long you're going to do them each day. So you really know when you wake up, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. When I go to bed, I'm going to do X, Y, and set yourself a mini challenge for 30 days. See how that changes and impacts you. But if you're already like, oh, I'm so busy, then choose one thing to do that you can start doing today. You know, all of you can start going to bed this evening thinking what you're grateful for and what went well today.